Hello viewers, you are watching our weekly program Invest in Ethiopia on OBN Horn of Africa. Today we'll be discussing the role of Green Legacy Initiative in economic development of the country and the role the Ethiopian Embassy in Pakistan is playing in promoting this initiative. To discuss this issue, I joined by His Excellency Ambassador Jemal Beker, Ambassador of Ethiopia to Pakistan. Till the end of our program, stay tuned. Ambassador, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Fukadu, for having me on this beautiful program.
Thank you. Let me begin with this. What is the role of Green Legacy Initiative in increasing forest coverage in Ethiopia and ensuring green economy of the nation?
Let me just touch a little bit on green economy. What is green economy? We need to understand the green economy. It means, like a process of reconfiguring business and infrastructure in a way that, achieves a better return to nature, human, and the, overall investment in that regard. While it is also consuming, reducing green carbon emission to greenhouse to the environment, and while also strategically reducing the important resources, creating sustainable, inclusive growth plus sustainable agriculture in that sense. So with this one, ecology, if you take the ecology of any nation, so forest, Ethiopia is recognizing, especially after the PM in 2018 took power, in Green Legacy Initiative has been launched in 2019. That means Ethiopia's, forest afforestation has been decreasing. So understanding that the consequence it has on the environment and the social well-being of the society, that legacy initiative have been launched. So it has completely turned up Ethiopia's increasing afforestation, tackling of climate challenge, increasing also restoration of biodiversity. So it is completely aligned along this process, where Ethiopia has also achieved some of its sustainable goals by implementing Green Legacy. So we can say that our Green Legacy have played a critical and key role in ensuring Ethiopia's sustainable development of its aspiration.
Well, Ethiopia has been undertaking this Green Legacy Initiative, as you have mentioned, for the past 5 years. How do you describe this initiative so far?
Look, one thing I understand from the philosophy of Prime Minister mitment, basically one way is to look into the nature, how we look at nature, environment, and creating a livable, comfortable for humanity. So Green Legacy is basically a proactive action, which is a robust strategy to address the climate challenges unfolding on our Earth, plus Ethiopia too. So this Green Legacy is a very vital in changing the political socio-economy of our nation. So through this Green Legacy, Ethiopia has basically achieved one food self-sufficiency. As you know, our Prime Minister has got award of Agricola from United Nations Food and Agricultural organizations. This shows that Ethiopia's strategy is on the right direction. Also, plus for his leadership role in Africa outstanding, he has received. So Green Legacy has played a very critical role in Ethiopia's sustainable development, plus also creating a very livable and by green transition. So most of the countries, as be it in Africa, Asia, everywhere in Europe, climate change become a very critical for every nation. So it's more than terrorism. So we need to combine our effort. So in this regard, Green Legacy is one of the tools that trying to address the unfolding challenges, on our Earth's climate by climate change.
Well, you have been launching this Green Legacy Initiative in different parts of Pakistan. Would you tell us about its objective and their reaction? And does this mean Pakistan is adopting Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative?
Yes, let me just begin from the final question you raised. Does Pakistan adopt the Green Legacy Initiative? Yes. We have launched this program along with Her Excellency Romana Khurshid-Alam, the Minister for Climate Change and Coordinator to climate change matter to the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So we have been discussing on this matter for so long. Last year, we started Green Legacy Initiative, a part of our homegrown, initiative here in Pakistan. We try to promote with politicians, think tanks and, influential people in the country. So this year, upon the re-election of the government, I start talking on this matter. So the Pakistan government has fully, under his guidance of custodian and stewardship of the Premier of Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif, he has guided that Ethiopia's green legacy is one of the, very successful stories to be implemented in a way that it will change basically the unfolding. Pakistan has experienced by 2022 a very huge flood that has caused catastrophe. So they are building a green, economy and resilient in that regard. So Ethiopia is a role model in that sense. So the Minister of Climate Change last time, along with, other stakeholders, and our embassy, we have launched a Green Legacy initiative, which we call it, Green Legacy Planting of Fraternity of Ethiopia-Pakistan under Green Legacy. So we are, started in a different city. We begin with Sialkot, which is the industrial hub of Pakistan, where, along with, we have did first, a forum which basically outline what Ethiopia has done in this regard. In terms of one idea, how we started, the leadership and the structural of, the process that we managed from federal up to the regional level, and, different, campaign that we have taken in medias, in think tanks and academicians also. So we have discussed the whole package, how Ethiopia's green legacy has been started up to this process, up to this time. And we shared that experience with the universities, student communities, think tanks, academicians, media, even international media was present on the. So in that, we have also on the same day, we have planted, homegrown, plants of Pakistan in University of Sialkot, where we named Ethio-Pakistan Park under that. So we started in Sialkot, we moved into Lahore. We did it also in Lahore, and then we moved into Faisalabad, which is also the second largest industrial city in Pakistan, where we have named that one Ethio-Pakistan Unity Enclave. In that sense, we have, fully, they have endorsed the Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed's Green Legacy Initiative in Faisalabad. And then we come to Shekhapura, we have the green legacies. So throughout in the last week, we have been touring all cities. Along, we are also doing business forum where we're trying to promote Ethiopia's opportunity in investment, trade, and business. So we are also mobilizing trade to Ethiopia, So the main objective in that sense is Green Legacy Initiative along with business forum. So we are contributing. So Pakistan in this regard, it has adopted officially, and we will try to campaign throughout the year on this matter. And I'm very glad, and our, the Pakistan government has taken this matter very seriously. We join hand together to fight climate injustice as a global level. Last year in COP28, where our PM and, other stakeholders from Pakistan have met and discussed, has a strong position on that. So it leads to the establishment of federal law. So we are working together in that regard.
Through it is a Green Legacy Initiative, tree planting, basin developments, clean energy sources like wind, geothermal, hydropower developments. Ethiopia is aggressively working towards realizing economic growth that is environmentally sustainable. How much do you think this will contribute for UN's Sustainable Development Goals?
Look, the most important thing, as our Prime Minister last time when he was meeting in Idea in Kenya, he outlined, Ethiopia's very aggressively working this, sustainable development agendas of United Nations. Ethiopia is, as we know, one of our pillar, 10 years, 5 years, all it has included, this goal, sustainable development goals into it is homegrown policies in economy, in, city, in climate change, in, other also. So in that regard, Ethiopia was moving very, aggressively and dealing with, sustainable development. I hope Ethiopia will achieve most of the sustainable development before those times. One of the issue we are dealing with is sustainable is no poverty, as you know, and also zero hunger. If you look, Ethiopia is achieving self-sustenance. This means it is already in progress in achieving. The third is, having clean and, sanitations and water. So this is also a part of green legacy. We are ensuring a lot of areas where water is sustainably available throughout by, reservation, restoration of biodiversity is completely changing in that sense. The other one is having, health, good health and well-being of the societies. That is also a very critical for us. Our Prime Minister has started the campaign. Maybe we'll discuss later on this one. Clean and, creating a livable areas for a society. So we are well in progress already in sustainable. The other point is also having a very, clean cities and, livable communities and climate actions. Most of the, sustainable development areas, we have been already in advance. Gender inequalities in leadership, and also in educations. We have creating all these things. As you can see, Ethiopia in terms of education, where 1/4 of our populations are in education. So Ethiopia is very progressively working on this matter, and we seek from our partnership in this regard to support Ethiopia's, very robust plan to achieve Ethiopia's aspiration of prosperity, and while achieving also commitment to sustainable development goal.
Well, as you have mentioned, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has spearheaded a new initiative on creating clean and green cities in Ethiopia. What is your reflection on this new initiative?
I think this is very important for us. An Ethiopian, wherever I go, one thing we're missing. Recently, some official visited Ethiopia, and some different, my friend in the globe. They tell me Ethiopia is in a rise, like Ethiopia is a city under growth. A lot of initiative has been taken at, regional and, federal level. But one thing we need to, work as an Ethiopian. As you know, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa is a city, which is, capital for third diplomatic center. Also, it is headquarters for African Union. And we need to make it clean and neat. So if you look at something is going on, there are shanties, all those things. The culture also of Ethiopian, sometimes we need to work hard to change this perspective. While, this is one of the challenge we are in. So the campaign will help, basically from the success story, as our Prime Minister spearheaded, green legacy. Some of them said at the beginning, oh, this cannot be achievable, and, looking into, but we have shown that Ethiopians, this government, what says it will do. So walk by talk. We have shown that what we promised, we are delivering. The same is true. This initiative will completely transform all our cities by campaigning how we maintain our city needs and clean, also greener. So it is, we can say 2.0 of Green Legacy Initiative. So it is just a continuation where we have been working, some success story. So we advance on that 2.0, clean city Ethiopia, creating that, taking experience we gain. So completely, the other experience of the other nations are also the same way. So it is all about mobilizing, campaign, so that ownership by, communities. So it is very imperative for every Ethiopian, all walks from Addis Ababa to the lower level, we need to change the culture. So we need to protect our cities. We need to make also our level, and we need to also respond positively. I've seen the call, the campaign on Sunday was very amazing. All of us, we contributed. Mostly I've seen. I was so, optimistic in this regard. Ethiopian diasporas are well contributing. Where I am, we have expat who was contributing well for the call of the Prime Minister, others also. So if we come together, we can handle any challenges that is unfolding. And we have experienced this matter, and we can address this one.
At the International Development Association for Africa Heads of States Summit organized in Kenya, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed stressed how climate change is challenging the development endeavor Ethiopia is embarked on, and called on IDA to financially support Ethiopia and other African countries becoming victim of this challenge. Do you share this concern?
Look, one thing, very imperative. Our Prime Minister has clearly underlined it. Ethiopia, under this challenging, we are creating, very resilient nations while countering the challenges of climate change, pandemic, geopolitical tensions. Some have also importantly mentioned it accordingly. We're moving to own our record by addressing all our homegrown challenges through our homegrown, through dialogue, and also creating, job creation, micro stabilities, electrification of unification for universal electricity for all, and you name it. So the last point is trust so what? As a steward, steward of our planet, we have a responsibility to tackle the unfolding climate challenge. That is, it becoming a reality, no more like drama. It is a reality. So how we counter? Ethiopia has developed its own homegrown initiative, which is Green Legacy Initiative, where we are addressing one by creating, transition to green economy, which is through, investment on clean energy initiatives, technology development, innovatives in these are startups, where we are planning to advance in this one, while we are also creating job opportunity, which is green job, green economy in that sense, also productivities and sustainable and inclusive agriculture, ecological recovery, afforestations, reforestations, environmental conservation. So it was completely transforming. So these big projects, they require typically, huge amount of investment. So where Ethiopia and calls for others also, the same African, look what is happening in Kenya. Kenya is flooded. Mozambique last year, and also in our country, some drought and flood is fluctuating. So he called for one is, we also greatly appreciate IDA, what they are doing so far, but we need a new approach for dealing with this crisis and responsiveness, preparedness, addressing climate emergency situation. So, and the others related matters. So this is very imperative. I think they will take note of. And others also, not only IDA, other development partners, IMF, World Bank, African Development Bank, they should support Ethiopia's projects, Ethiopia's programs for achieving sustainable development and prosperity for Ethiopia.
Well, do you think Ethiopia is getting fair recognition and support for its commitment toward this sustainable development goal so far?
Look, one thing is very important. We can say, yes, I do believe Ethiopia is getting a lot of recognition. One way is, as I said, Agricola is United Nations Food Agricultural Organizations. It means Ethiopia's achievement going to no hunger and zero hunger and no poverty along this one is one of the sustainable projects where they are also supporting. There are different United Nations, Bill Gates Foundation is another one who was working on, also agriculture plus, health also. So this initiative have got well recognition, especially Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative gets an overwhelming understanding now. So in this regard also we're carbon, cycling, where, carbon, extractions, emissions. So while we're improving, so there are some, supports and initiatives for Ethiopia's, tree plantations, all this. And the others also, green, green energy. So there are robust plan Ethiopia has taken forward, but still we need to promote and, attracting also, getting development assistance from, different stakeholders, European Union, Americas, China, other partners of Ethiopia. So we need to promote this very well. And we also, trying to do by mobilizing our potentials at maximum we had at a local level, at national level, and then also filling the gap through our development partners. I hope Ethiopia has got recognition, but a lot we need to do in this sense, in this regard.
Thank you. You are doing a remarkable diplomatic mission in communicating how hard Ethiopia is doing on green development to the country and the region you are covering as an ambassador. What is your advice to the other Ethiopian diplomatic community in doing so?
Look, Fukad, one thing is very important for all of us. Ethiopia is one of the ancient civilizations. At this time also, our leaders have initiated a lot of innovative, initiations, which has an impact at national level, regional level, at global level. So this issue should be promoted and presented to the global, community accordingly. So one thing I believe what we are doing in this country, Pakistan, if you look at, so the Green Legacy Initiative is a very creative way. Green economy, as I said, they adopted, and now it becomes a policy of Pakistan in countering climate change. In the same fashion also, we have already started, planting fraternity with the neighboring countries, with African continent, all the way we cross Red Sea and the Gulf Arabian Sea, we come to Pakistan. Now, this issue of climate change is a global agenda. So we can raise a green diplomacy at a national level. We're working. I think our leaders are very cautious of this, and our diplomatic institution anywhere in the globe, we are working. We need to work very well by organizing ourselves. We're talking with, different organizations, like community-based think tanks, academicians, media group. We need to promote, one thing is very important in this changing global dynamism. In order to get your right position and locations, you need to project your power. So what you call soft power. We need to explore Ethiopia's soft power. We have now ideas that is, championing, becoming, one of the challenges that our planet is facing, climate change. So the remedy is green legacy, building, by, creating a green economy, which will be sustainably inclusive in terms of creating job, in terms of, environment, livelihood. So I think our diplomatic mission should take this one forward and, discuss and convince and inform what Ethiopia is doing in this regard, present it to the, stakeholders, so that also campaign. It is very important, to begin planting fraternity between Ethiopia and that nation. So this is one flagship project we can work. Apart from that, we're focusing on economic diplomacy. The same way we have to do, economic diplomacy of Ethiopia is very at the cornerstone of Ethiopia's foreign policy. We need to take this one forward so that Ethiopia's, ambition to become a prosperous. Now we are the third economy in Africa. We have doubled our GDP within 3 years. That was amazing. So we can do, by collectively moving Ethiopia's forward, we can achieve the aspiration of our people. In that regard, also getting our right location in the global. And we need to do in this regard, our embassies should be focused, promoting these green legacy initiatives everywhere we are around, and then make a difference to our, image.
Thank you, Ambassador. Finally, if you have any message to add, you can do it.
Thank you, sir. I think always very imperative for any nation. Nation building is a long journey. Actually, it requires everyone, citizens, domestics, at global level. We need to come together. One thing, Ethiopia should be, moving forward. As we can see, a lot of things. Challenges are here. It will not break us. And we are, handling this challenge, those, that we are facing currently. One of the challenges where is, addressing our Ethiopia's little conflict that we have. Peace building is a very imperative for every Ethiopian, wherever we are at home, also abroad. So we need to join working the government's effort for achieving once and for all, resolving Ethiopia's fracture of politics, economy, and well-being, nation building. So through, as our national dialogue commissions, we need to contribute for the success of these organizations, the success of the objective of this building and consensus among Ethiopians. It is very imperative, especially for those who have a media opportunity, who have also a chance to write on Facebook, on YouTube. We need to spread a peace. That's the bondage of Ethiopia also maintained among us. Ethiopians, our faiths are connected together, and so we need to build in a way that Ethiopia will move forward and contribute and our well-being. So we are strong, and we need to also build upon this take. So the second issue is, I call upon all Ethiopia wherever we are. The call for this clean Ethiopia is very imperative also. It's very important. Everyone at home or abroad, we need to contribute our level best to make Ethiopia very clean, livable. So we are achieving our food self-sufficiency, and then if we create a very beautiful, livable for our health with, Ethiopia's role could be increased, our image will be transformed, and we're building a very strong, robust nations. So let us join this campaign and move forward and contribute our level best. I really thank you, Ricardo, for having me.
Ambassador Jemal Beker, Ambassador of Ethiopia to Pakistan, thank you for your precious time.
Thank you very much, Ricardo, for having me on these very vital issues.
Dear viewers, you have been watching our weekly program, Invest in Ethiopia. See you next time with other program. Till then, bye-bye.